Cancer. Hello, Cancer. How's everybody doing? Welcome back, my lovely Cancerians. How are you? Have some sage. This is your weekly reading that's also timeless, of course. Water Wednesday. Every Wednesday I read for you, Cancer. I hope everybody's doing well out there. I'm going to read for your highest good and your highest outcome. Today is a special day. I have a new deck that I'm very excited about, and I will show it to you right now. All right, we will be using this new deck for the 3 cards of general energy and the potential outcome lines, bookending the read as I typically do. It is called the Baroque Tarot. Let's just grab it real quick. It's called the Baroque Tarot by Lamucci Designs. I think Lamucci is how you pronounce it. Lamuci. Anyway, beautiful. Now, the gold foil thing is not typically my bag. You know, I'm not into like that kind of thing so much. What really drew me to the cards is actually the artwork. It's based on Rider, the traditional Rider Waite Smith, but it's very kind of beautiful watercolor imagery. And there's a few deviations, but it basically reads the same, more or less. So it's a good, if you're looking for something, you know, that's a little more traditional but has some flair, perhaps this will appeal to you. We'll find out. But anyway, dear Cancers, let's get into it. 3 cards general energy as per usual. We'll be clarifying using the Wild Unknown today. I woke up this morning, and this happens on occasion, but I woke up this morning and I saw the image of the 3 of Wands in my Wild Unknown deck. It's kind of a triangular portal, and I don't know, it was just seared into my brain. So for whatever reason, Cancer, I feel like I need to use that deck for you guys, which isn't my usual. So I don't know. Let's get into it, shall we? And then we'll get to the potential outcome with the Baroque once more. But yeah, let's get into it, Cancer. Thank you for bearing with my long preamble. All right, we're kicking it off with the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, and the 5 of Wands. Okay, underlying energy, Cancer, is the Hermit. So we have some soul searching to do, some healing to do, perhaps. I think that there's been a real persistence in like working past this this conflict and this stuck energy that you may have found yourself in. Cancer, some of you may be going through a bit of a rough patch again. You know, it kind of comes and goes. It's cyclic, but I think you're coming out of that. I think a lot of spiritual work is being done and some spiritual healing is being done with that Hermit card. But basically, I think a sensation of being stuck with that 8 of Swords energy is sort of being overcome by your persistence and potentially even kind of your willingness to spar with others in a sense. Like the 5 of Wands is kind of a combative energy. It can almost be an internal combative energy at times, but this feels more like an energy that you're coming out of, or that the combativeness of it, that sense of it, is that you're actually standing up for yourself in a way. It almost puts off a 7 of Wands vibe to me in that sense. But that 5 of Wands is pretty interesting. They're all kind of just standing there like, you know what, let's take another look at it. I'm going to look at this for a minute. Bear with me, dear Cancer. Yeah, you know what they're doing is like the combativeness that's normally displayed by kind of like the guys are fighting with wands. I feel like they're all having like a debate or a discourse. And so there may just be that some kind of argument with somebody else, or some kind of verbal standoff with somebody had caused a sense of feeling trapped, but you've sort of come out of that because you're willing to stand up for yourself. You're learning how to speak your mind and being persistent in that with the 9 of Wands energy. Basically, after spending a lot of time internalizing and recognizing aspects of your character and what you truly desire and all those things, that you're willing to then communicate them, perhaps. So that's great. All right, Cancer. Let's get into the clarification now using the Wild Unknown. What does Cancer need to know about the 8 of Swords? What does Cancer need to know about the 8 of Swords? Hold on. Okay, and we're back. I threw probably 10 or 15 cards on the ground, so that's way too many. All right, regarding the Eight of Swords. All right, I'm going to do one more shuffle here. We'll get right into it, Cancer. Okay, we have the Four of Wands. This is also kind of like a portal, you can see. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Five of Swords. Interesting. Okay. Underlying energy is the Nine of Swords. So that's a lot of sword energy there. A lot of mental distress. Basically, this Eight of Swords, it's stuck. I mean, we were talking about speaking your mind, right? With the Five of Wands, I was talking about speaking your mind a minute ago. I feel like you've done that. So you've spoke your mind in a way that is definitely emboldened, to the point that it may cause timeout. It may cause a timeout with another person. It may cause some separation with another person. It may be temporary, but either way, it's for the best. It's like, if people can't handle your truth, then do they really have your best intentions in mind? The Six of Swords, of course, is moving away from the sword energy. So the swords are down here kind of buried in the darkness, and you're moving out towards this rainbow. So again, moving away from a conflict and towards a peaceful time. So whatever this stuck feeling was, it revolved around some kind of argument, perhaps, but that's actually resolving it, and it's leading you to a time of celebration, actually, and good fortune. This card in the Wild Unknown is almost more of a card of like, yeah, of good fortune coming in, basically. So you've managed to unstick yourself by saying what you needed to say, speaking your mind, speaking your piece, right? Like I said, underlying energy was Nine of Swords, and this is like anguish and fear and being stuck in your head, right? Lots of mental energy, just going in circles about, oh, how am I going to get out of this? It kind of dovetails into that Eight of Swords energy very much. So I feel like basically you're breaking out of that energy, and so that's excellent. Cancer. All right, let's get some clarification on the Nine of Wands. Yes, indeed. What does Cancer need to know about this Nine of Wands? What does Cancer need to know about this Nine of Wands? I do appreciate each and every one of you, Cancer. Thank you for watching. I truly do. All right, let's get some clarification for you. I'm going to do two more shuffles here. One more shuffle. Bing, 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 bing. All right. Okay. I was kicking it off with the High Priestess. Now, this card actually tried to jump out a minute ago when I was fumbling. You know, I had that little spill right at the beginning there. Here it is, High Priestess. So there is an intuition, a strong intuition, an inner knowing. This is kind of an energy that you're in, Cancer. I think that with the Nine of Wands there, that's a card of like persisting towards your wish fulfillment, you know, and it's something that I think you know is coming your way. It's something you deserve and something you know. Here's the Nine of Wands again. So the Nine of Wands is being clarified by the Nine of Wands in the other deck, and this is a very good example. You see how this staircase of wands is going up to the moon. The moon is representing your dreams, you know, your wish fulfillment, and the moon is also in the High Priestess card here. You can see. So very beautiful. You know, in other words, you know exactly what it is. You know, your dream, your wish fulfillment, and it is coming in. Nearly there. All right, and then we have the Fool. This is the beginning of a major cycle, right? The beginning of a brand new cycle. This wish fulfillment is going to kick off a whole new phase of life for you. That's incredible. I think. I feel like basically what I'm picking up on overall right now is like your need to cut things out of your life, you know, that don't serve you. And as you're doing that, it's opening up that door to allow in your new manifestation. Okay. Yeah. Underlying energy is Four of Pentacles, and you can see these pentacles are sort of bound up by cords. It's time to cut some cords. It's time to cut some cords, Cancer. It's time to cut some cords, Cancer. Matter of fact, I have a little ceremony planned for myself when I'm done with the readings today. So I'm going to take my own advice. I'm a Cancer rising. I'm going to take my own advice and I'm going to be cutting cords and doing all that. So, okay. Regarding the Five of Wands. Regarding the Five of Wands. We did have the King of Pentacles pop out here, the Father of Pentacles. Very peaceful. This is a peaceful energy. You'll notice that deer are herbivorous creatures. This is a peaceful king. This king is at peace because this king is surrounded by abundance. It's not a wartime. It's not a wartime masculine energy. It's a peacetime masculine energy. All right. So that said, Father of Pentacles still has his antlers there. You know, the antlers are there, ready to do what they need to do, should the need arise. Okay. Oh, so anyway, yeah, clarifying the Five of Wands, right? Being able to speak your mind. It's like, or being able to assert, being able to assert your opinions. They don't have to be fatal blows, certainly, but you should be able to speak your mind. Okay. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, we've also got the Star. This is your wishes, right? Wishing upon a star. This is the things that you're truly desiring. Combining that with the Father of Pentacles, I would think that it's basically, overall, this message is kind of saying, like, you're going to find it. Those of you that are looking for financial security, financial abundance, I think you're going to find it. I think it's on the way. Hello. These cards are jumpy today. This one, though, stayed on my hand, flipped over. This is the one. It's the Nine of Cups. This is a card of happiness and harmony and peace, all those good things. So you're going to be very happy. Okay? You're going to be very happy. What a hot mess I made here. We've got some beautiful cards, though. The Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Wands. Fortune is favoring you. A lot of this energy, Cancer, is showing up as a masculine energy, and we all have feminine and masculine qualities, regardless of our gender. This is kind of, I feel like you're basically being called to show up and tap into your masculine energy in many ways. Yeah, Ace of Wands, Temperance, Page of Cups. What you're manifesting is coming in a balanced way. You're learning how to operate in a balanced way, tempering your emotions and passions with your practicality and logic, right? And putting your feet to action. But you're very inspired right now. Beautiful. I've got another group of three right here. We'll take a look. Two of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Magician. You're alchemizing. Your ability to get past blockages is through your alchemy, and you're discovering your power. And as you discover your power, it's giving you a greater clarity on where it is you want to go and who you can collaborate with and who you can't collaborate with. Like, you're going to learn who your advocates are. Okay? Wow. Okay, and then underlying that, dear Cancer, is the Empress. So we do have the Emperor and the Empress. Again, this is like I was just saying, the balance of the balance of the masculine and the feminine. It's like you're going to balance them as an emperor and as an empress, kind of all at the same time. And as a magician, that's pretty dope. And as a high priestess, that's pretty dope. Again, the masculine and feminine sort of equivalents of that area of life as well, the magician and the high priestess. As I broke open the deck to put the cards back, the Lovers was here, so there's another idea. It's Gemini. So again, masculine, feminine could be a literal partner for you, a literal love interest perhaps. That's beautiful energy. Cancer. All right. Now, let's get back to my precious. Actually, I really love the Wild Unknown. It's the first deck I ever got. I keep my original one. I keep for personal readings for myself now, and it's pretty much my go-to for my own readings. I use Wild Unknown always. But getting your potential outcome, Cancer. I've got one card that popped here. It's the Six of Pentacles. So there is a restoration of balance. There's fairness being restored. Distribution. In the 3D sense. So if something is owed to you, it could be coming in. It may be a call for you as well to be fair and equitable as you're circumstances change, because it looks very positive. You're going to cut out the things that don't serve. You're going to get yourself unstuck, and you have good fortune coming your way, and you're about to start a brand new cycle in life, a major cycle. So we love that. Yeah, all right, let's get 2 more cards for you here. My dear Cancers. Truly, truly, I appreciate you guys. You know, Cancer, way back when, a few months ago, you were the ones that, the videos, I had a couple of virals, and they were Cancer videos, you know. You guys are responsible for my channel moving from 10 subscribers to a little over 600 now. That's pretty much all thanks to you. And so if you are subscribed, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed and this is resonating, please consider subscribing. You get more of this. I read for all 12 signs, so check out your sun, moon, rising, north node, Venus, you know, all that fun stuff. As you see fit, of course. Now, we have the Queen of Swords here. Again, this is kind of dovetailing with that Five of Swords energy we spoke of earlier in the reading. You're kind of finding your power and your willingness to, like, cut things out that don't serve you. The Queen of Swords, you know, she's got strong intuition about things, and when something's not right, when something is not just or balanced, you better believe that sword is coming out. Look at the way she's pointing. She's pointing, it's like she knows. She's like, this over here is wrong, and I'm going to do something about it. You know, don't be afraid to cut a bitch. I had to say it. I'm sorry. I did. It's what was there. It's. I try not to cuss on the channel anymore. I know, like, I used to cuss like a sailor. I try not to. I'm trying to PG-ify this thing a lot, but that was from spirit. Don't be afraid to cut a bitch. Okay? It is, right? It is from spirit. Don't be afraid to cut a bitch. Okay. Ding. All right, and then our final card is the Four of Pentacles. This Four of Pentacles is really interesting. And this is something that came up with my girlfriend, actually. She kind of talked about, like, she's newer to tarot reading. She's actually a highly intuitive person, but hasn't been doing much tarot. She ended up gravitating towards Lenormand specifically rather than tarot cards. And so we kind of had this interesting learning experience from each other. And, you know, her intuition about this card was really neat, because she was talking about sort of layers of, almost like layers of density in a personal experience. Like, we've got sort of lower needs that are kind of based around, like, the root, you know, the fear, the survival instinct, the things like that are guarding the feet, right? It's guarding the feet, which is preventing motion. If you're standing on your pentacles because you're afraid to move, you're not gonna, or because you're afraid you're gonna lose them, obviously nothing's gonna happen. You're stagnant, right? Fours aren't really cards of motion so much. The one covering the heart, you can see is much more illuminated. Like, it's dark down here and it kind of goes brighter. The one that's covering the heart is like that willingness to open up. You know, are you guarding your heart in a way that is to your detriment, really? You know, because that's covering the whole midsection, and so you have, like, the solar plexus, which is like the will, the center, like kind of the I am, like your drive, your will, your confidence in yourself, the kind of the healthy aspects of your ego. We have the heart, which is all about, you know, love, learning to love and appreciate and cultivate the recognition of I am and others. And then it also kind of hints at the throat as well, which is about speaking, right? Speaking your truth. That's guarded here. And then finally up at the top here, we've got this one on the crown. And, you know, this is really, I think the question that's being asked here in this potential outcome line is, are you guarding, are you blocking your blessings? Are you blocking your ability to love yourself and to love others? And are you blocking your ability to move forward, you know, by being fearful? You don't have to choose that. In fact, we saw the Four of Pentacles earlier down here. As you remember, it's like those cords. Those cords need to be cut. You need to liberate yourself from fear in order to move through this. And that's kind of what's happening as you learn to, quote unquote, cut a bitch, or cut cords, you know, cut ties, whatever it is, and bring about a balance in your life. You know, that's where the blessings are going to flow. underlying energy is the Seven of Cups. Yeah, you're spoiled for choice. You do have options in this life. You do have choices. You know, we started the reading off with the Eight of Swords, which is all about feeling stuck and unable to move, and you feel like you don't have options. Well, the truth of the matter is you do have options. You always have options. But in this case in particular, there's something there, you know, that needs to be recognized about your options. You know, the world is your oyster. And I don't know why that's coming up, but the world is your oyster. Okay, Cancer? You are called to start a new journey, a fool's journey. You do know what, I strongly believe many of you do know what you want. And maybe you're afraid to acknowledge it, some of you. Maybe you're afraid that you can't obtain it, some of you. I don't really know. You know, my personal experience over the last couple of years was kind of like that. It's like I felt like I didn't know what I wanted, but I could tell you the way that I kind of came to understand that was I started cutting out the things that I didn't want, the things that did not make me happy. I had to get them out of the way because that was taking so much energy from me, was drawing so much energy out of me that I couldn't feel passion for anything. I couldn't feel passion for life, you know? And so by cutting things out over time and getting those burdens off of me, then I was able to start to cultivate and see something that I actually want, you know, that I want to pursue and how I want my life to actually go. And it allowed me to go on that fool's journey, you know? I made major changes last year, huge changes last year. And it's because I had sort of an aha moment, an epiphany moment, and I just started slashing. I started slashing at the things in my life that were holding me back, that were holding me down, job I hated, all that stuff. Just slashing away frankly, with reckless abandon. And the Queen of Swords is a little bit reckless. She's not nuanced in this. So this isn't 1,000% positive, but there's a time and place for it. You know what I mean? Cancer? Okay, Cancer. And I feel like I need to do this one more time. I'm just going to show you the bottom of the deck. The Magician card, that alchemy, that empowerment. You have all the tools you need. You've got all the tools you need, Cancer, to cultivate the life of your dreams, to cultivate what you truly want, you know, to find the career that makes your heart sing, to find the love that makes your heart sing, all of those things, right? But you've got to unblock. You've got to cut the things that don't serve, and you've got to open up a little bit and be vulnerable too. So, Cancer, I just lectured you really hard. Hopefully that was encouraging. I hope this resonated for you, and if it did, best of luck with this energy. Of course, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If this resonated, why not? Why not come back for more? Okay, Cancer. Until next week, best of luck with this energy. Have a beautiful, beautiful week, and take care. Be bold. Cut a bitch if you need to, and don't be afraid to start that fool's journey. Okay, bye.